Hello, my name is Nathan Devante, and I'm on Skype with Atlanta's R&B diva, Meelah, or lead singer of 702. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I am
Yes?
still waking up, but I'm good.
Yeah, so it's 9:30 where you're at, or 10 o'clock?
Yeah, around 10 a.m. Yeah,
Yeah,
ish.
so
A
thanks
little
for
early.
agreeing to this so early on a Saturday morning.
Yes.
It's been 2 years since you've been to London. You came
Isn't that fun?
it was June, July 2014.
Oh, that went fast. Oh, at the what was the name of the venue? Were you there?
I wasn't there actually, I was in Thailand, but
Okay.
I want to know when you're coming back.
I want to know too, actually. I'm always looking to return. I love the UK. I love London so much. I always have
Yes.
such a good time when I'm there. Last time I was there, I performed with John B and SWV.
Okay.
Gosh, I'm so upset that I can't think of the name of the venue right now, but it was
Okay.
such a great time. And I mean, every time I come there, they show me so much love. It's
That's
so amazing.
right. That's right.
So
So the music
I'm
can,
excited.
but you're
I'm
excited.
excited to be there.
Yes,
I
I'm
haven't come
excited
back to.
too.
Last time I was there, I didn't get to perform. You don't know, and they were just like, "We want to hear you don't know."
You know that you don't know. They did like a garage
A
remix to
garage,
that.
yes.
So that was that's a big song to miss in London.
I know.
You
Every
know.
time I speak to someone from the UK, they're always telling me that there's a garage version.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, really? And I finally heard it actually, so it's pretty dope. I love
Mm,
it. I was in Amsterdam one year randomly with
yeah.
Macy Gray, and we were at the club partying, and we had like literally been there 5 or 10 minutes. I don't even think that they knew I was there.
Yeah.
You don't know, it was just
Pow.
blowing in the speakers. I was just like, so
Good. Yes.
sorry.
Feels good, right?
Yeah.
Um, so it's been 20 years since
Yeah.
702 emerged into the music industry.
Yeah.
How has it changed for you?
What? Well, for me, because clearly, generally, we see how much it's changed. But for me, I'm just still getting used to it being so image driven and
Yeah.
so popularity driven, so how many followers, how many likes driven. It's just really become a big social media controlled industry.
Mm-hmm.
Even the labels these days watch your social media, how many hits you have on YouTube to determine whether or not you're relevant enough to even be signed by them. So all of that is a little strange for me because
Mm.
when 702 came out, it was really about the talent and being that I'm a person that is, actually talented and gifted vocally.
Yes.
It's a little, at times, I think, challenging to wrap my head around this new concept, when I know that unfortunately my singing, it's not enough these days. They want the drama, they want the ratchet, they want the wilding out, they want the
Mm-hmm.
big fake booty, the big fake boobs.
And are you
I guess
for that or?
I guess I'm just a little too chill for all of that. So I
Okay.
mean, it's definitely different, but I'm embracing it. You got to get with the times.
Yes.
You have to progress. You have to evolve, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm all about evolution. So I welcome it.
So for those that don't know, you were the lead singer for Steeler, Where My Girls At. You don't know, Beat Me 911 with Missy Elliott. 702. Are you still in contact with the girls?
We don't speak on a regular basis, like frequently, but I have spoken to Irish recently.
Yes.
They're both in Vegas. They're sisters, so they both are in
Yeah.
Vegas. They're both doing well. They both have, husbands and children,
Mm-hmm.
just living their lives. So it's good to know that, they're
Yeah.
doing well.
Vegas is actually where the group started, right?
It is, yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's my hometown. I was born and raised there.
Okay.
And Misha and Irish were raised there, and we all went to a performing arts high school together, which is where we met.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and the area code is 702. That's where the name came from. I
Yeah.
think I think Michael Bivins changed the name. So
Okay.
it was something different prior to my joining the group.
Joining the group.
Yeah, and he kind of remixed it and was like, oh, it'd be dope
Mm-hmm.
if we name it after where y'all are from, since nobody had really broken into the industry from Vegas at that time. We were
Mm-hmm.
kind of like the first to really do it big from Vegas, so he thought 702 would be kind of cool.
Yeah. And so now you're an R&B diva, a solo star. What led to the decision to go solo?
Well, it's a misconception that all lead singers have this ego and go on this ego trip and want to be like Juices. I'm out. I'm the voice of the group. I don't need y'all. Y'all are like my background singers, you know. And it's never been that case for me. I truthfully didn't even pick that position. I was put into the group to kind of share the load of lead singer with Lamisha, who was the lead singer before my joining the group. And it just kind of happened between the producers and I don't know, maybe some of the powers that be at the labels. I'm not certain how it happened, but once they heard my voice on the records, I just kind of started, they put me on like all the songs to do lead mostly. And so eventually, you know, I think that kind of took a toll on the group in terms of just like the chemistry. I think there was probably some underlying animosity, which is just natural, of course, you know. Just thinking back, I understand their position. You know, you got this girl that's coming to this family originated group, and all of a sudden she's the lead singer. You know, of course that's gonna definitely bring some feelings. You know, a little tension, if you will. So, long story short, I think over the years it just kind of took its toll and got the best of us. Unfortunately, we had more good times than bad, though. Don't get me wrong, but I ended up leaving the group after our second album because we just couldn't agree to disagree on some business issues. And it just kind of went left and kind of almost went into a space of something that was very disrespectful and unhealthy for me to stay around. You know, it was just to the point where it was almost like, okay, it's about to get physical, and I'll never put myself in that position. No. You know, so I chose to leave after that altercation. Not because I'm like, oh, I'm the lead singer. No, I left because it got really disrespectful, and I just felt underappreciated. You know, I was doing a lot of vocals, and we were all getting paid the same. You know, there was no special treatment in my eyes other than the vocals. But the girls sang lead on some songs, and we all shared the backgrounds. Good. But unfortunately, I guess it just made them feel a certain type of way, and so it just got ugly at one point, and I just was like, I'm over this, I'm out. Yeah. Peace fine instead. Yeah.
So,
but I did return for a third album.
Yes, you did. With Star and I Decided I Still Love You.
Exactly. I ended up going back, not because I couldn't have a successful solo career, but really because, you know, they just kept asking me, and I was working with Diddy at the time, and it really came down to money, and it just kind of started this so-called like bidding war, and it just made more sense for me to go back home, you know, where I was familiar. We had squashed everything was swept under the rug, we were cool again, no drama, so I went back to try again, and unfortunately Motown just kind of dropped the ball, and that album was over before it came out. It didn't really do anything. Because I don't think there was any promotion or marketing or anything. But, you know, I gave it a shot. Yeah. And, you know, for me, it's like third time's a charm or three strikes you're out. And unfortunately, I just felt like, okay, we tried, but it's not the same anymore. The album flopped. I'm really out for real this time.
Oh, man. But, you know, that third album really was a good album. The only thing is that some of the songs, they sound like some of the other songs that the Neptunes were working with, such as Star sounds really like Tony Braxton's On the Freeway.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, Pharrell has a very signature sound. It also sounded like a song that he did for the Clips. Gosh, I can't remember which one. You know, but that was his signature sound, which I kind of, you know, respect him for that. I think he was trying to make himself known a bit more for a certain style of music as a staple back then. So I appreciated it. You know, I think that was one of our best songs ever. I Still Love You. That record wasn't even an actual single. You know, it never was really released, but it did what it did on its own. Like it did like really well. Just like underground, so I appreciate it. People still play it to this day. Yeah, request it all the time.
So as a lead singer in the early 90s of a highly successful girl group, do you feel that you've paved the way for you know, today's stars such as Beyonce, who has emerged from a girl group of the late 90s and, you know, early noughties?
Absolutely, I definitely feel like I paved the way. Such as SWV paved the way for 702. Yes. You know, and other great groups and other female icons. You know, I can go on and on and on. I think Destiny's Child has admittingly mentioned and said in interviews that 702 was definitely one of their inspirations and gave them drive and, you know, kind of made them want to continue on and motivated them. And I thought that was pretty cool for them to say that. So
Yeah.
I definitely feel like I paved the way.
Yes.
Absolutely.
There's a pattern in girl groups where the lead singer does branch out to go solo. Why do you feel that you aren't as recognized?
As far as recognition, I don't feel I'm unrecognized. I don't feel like an underdog. I think recognition is in the eye of the beholder. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am doing things my way and my pace. Because I'm not really going so hard, you know, trying to get a deal and like every day, hustling, trying to be, you know, the biggest thing on YouTube or social media. You know, maybe that's why to you there's a lack of recognition. I've been doing this thing independent for almost 10 years now, you know, independently. And like I said, I've been pacing myself and doing it on my own. I've just been trying to figure out my sound, who I am as an individual, who I am as a solo artist, who I am, you know, as a songwriter, you know, just really finding my way, just taking my time, you know. So I don't feel unrecognized. I feel like because I'm not on that main, I guess like the mainstream level, I guess you're referring to, it's simply because, you know, I'm not signed to a label.
I think, you know, because I've obviously done my homework and I've checked out some of your videos on YouTube and I've read some of the comments, and a lot of people don't realize that you're the lead singer of 702. They're like, I didn't know that she was the lead singer of 702. A lot of people have said that in the comments.
I don't know. I'm not sure why. I think it was 702, we were unfortunately at our peak when we were going through our demise.
Yeah.
And I think people were just getting to know us, you know, and unfortunately, I don't think they really got a chance to really know who Meelah, Misha, and Irish were individually. You know, and because it's been so long and because I kind of live a low key life, you know, low profile life, you know, I'm not really in the blogs and all of that that much. So sometimes I think it's hard for people to really you know, recognize me, and I'm sure I may look a little different. I've grown up. I'm a woman now, I'm a mother now. You know, so you know they have to like double take. Like, oh, I sound a little different now. You know, I've matured. So,
yes.
I don't know. It's interesting, but I mean, they'll know soon, and if not, that's fine too.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So, with the rise of blue-eyed soul dominating the charts internationally, do you feel that skin tone plays an important part of the crossover success for an R&B girl?
It shouldn't, but unfortunately, I do think that there is a thing that exists that still, you know, refers to the tone or the hue of your brown. It's just the real truth. I don't know about over in London, but in the United States, unfortunately, I do think that color is an issue amongst the African American community, whether it's in the industry or just day-to-day life. And it's really sad and unfortunate that, you know, that's even still a real thing, that you're even having to ask this question, you know, because the fact that you're asking this question is clearly, you know, a testament to that. Yeah, it's an issue. I think, unfortunately, there are times in this industry where people who are blue-eyed soul get a little bit more opportunity than we do, or a little bit more shine. I know when 702 was coming out, it didn't seem as though, you know, it mattered much. You know, there were icons before us, you know, like Gladys Knight, Patti LaBelle, you know, shucks. Let me see. Anita Baker, Mickey Howard. I mean, you just think of so many beautiful black women, and it wasn't about, you know, oh, she's brown, or she's dark brown, or she's dark skinned, or she's light skinned. Like, it's so ignorant to me, but it seems as though, that thing has grown. That beast of whatever it is has grown. Yeah. And it seems like it matters. Not to say that, you know, brown skinned girls can't make it. It just seems like it's just not as, I won't say it's not accepted. It just seems like it's just not as, there's more effort that has to be put into it.
Talking of Kelly Rowland, because you mentioned her, do you watch her show Chasing Destiny?
I've caught a few episodes. I haven't seen the entire thing, the entire
Yes.
season. I know it's not over yet. I think she's got a few more episodes, but
Yes.
I've caught like an episode or two. I've DVR'd it, so I got to catch up.
Okay.
I'm so proud of her, though. I
Yeah.
think that's a great idea. I'm happy for Kelly. I've met Kelly, of course, in the past. We've actually done a song together with Coco back in the day for Coco's album.
Yeah.
It didn't make the album, but Coco, Kelly, and myself all did a song together. So Kelly and I have, some history beyond just being industry peers. And she's always been such a classy lady and sweet, and that's my girl. I haven't seen her in forever, but I'm happy that she's blossomed into her own and coming to her own and doing her thing. I think she and Frank Gatson are hilarious on that show. I love seeing their chemistry.
Yeah.
And I think it's dope that she's helping a new generation of girls get into this industry and follow their dreams.
So this Coco, Kelly Rowland and Meelah collaboration, is this on YouTube? Where can we hear this?
It's not. It's crazy because it's like nobody has it. I think Coco and the producer may have it. It's funny because I actually spoke to the producer that did the song. He like hit me up randomly on Twitter one day about 2 years ago, and he brought it up, and I was like, oh my gosh, of course I remember the song. I was like, you gotta send it to me, email it to me, please.
Leak it online.
I gotta find it.
Leak it.
Right?
What was it called?
We need to put it out, right?
What was it called?
Honey, I forgot.
No.
I don't even remember the name of the song.
Do you remember any of the lines?
Heck no, I don't remember anything about it. I just remember that I liked it. I was so happy to hear the three of us together. I was so grateful that Coco reached out to me, and Kelly, and invited us to be a part of her solo album. And it was a really cool vibe in the studio. It was dope. Kelly sounded amazing. Coco, of course, sounded amazing. And it was just really cool.
Was it slow or fast?
It's like a mid-tempo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
like
we're gonna be waiting for that,
Dang, I shouldn't have brought it up. Y'all gonna ask me about it every time.
Meelah, what's your definition of a diva?
It's so weird because there's a negative connotation to the word diva, and then there's like an empowerment. So I choose the latter. I choose to look at it as a woman of confidence, a very empowering term. Somebody who is very self-confident and self-assured and driven and determined and just knows what they want in life. I think a diva can be very personable and approachable and sweet and kind, but I think she can also be a bitch, and she can also, if she wants to, let people know not to disrespect her or, don't take advantage of her. And that's what I mean by bitch, not just rude and just stank, because I don't like that. Like, I don't like when I meet people in the industry who are just so grand that they're just like, ill, and look down. I don't, because I've always been really cool and humble and modest, and I think you just should treat everybody with respect and everybody the same. But I'm human too, so I'm a diva for sure because I'm cool as a fan, but then don't cross me because I'm definitely put you in your place. And I think that that's okay. That's just being human. So, I mean, overall, I think a diva is just, a very driven, like I said, dedicated, determined, focused woman who's about her business.
Okay. On the R&B Divas Atlanta show, you were really close friends with the two-time Grammy-winning Destiny's Child member, Latavia Roberson. Are you still friends now? How is she?
Yes.
How's her daughter Lyric?
Oh my God, too freaking cute. I can't. She's so gorgeous. Oh my gosh, she's doing great. Latavia, her daughter is, how old is she? Oh my gosh, she's got a birthday coming up.
Okay.
And she's just getting so big. She's so pretty. She looks like a live doll. Like I told her, I was like, girl, you created a freaking baby doll. She's so cute.
It was Mother's Day. What did you do?
Oh my gosh, I had the best Mother's Day. I was so pleasantly surprised because, you just never know what kind of day Mother's Day is going to be when you're a mom, because when you have a little one, you know what I mean? If my child was like old and off to college or something, it'd be different, but I still have like a 7-year-old. So I'm thinking like, okay, I'm probably just going to, me and Zach are just probably going to do our normal zhuzh, which is just our day-to-day, go eat, hang out. But I ended up having a beautiful dinner. Myself and Zach and Musiq, my son's father, took us to dinner, and he gave me all these, he and Zach gave me like, oh my gosh, 10, 11, 12, something around that number, Mother's Day cards. So cute. Oh my gosh. And I got some other gifts, the trinkets from music for Mother's Day, some jewels and things. Okay. It was just really nice. And I got to open it all, at my little dinner. So, I was really, 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 really happy.
On the Diva show, you brought spotlight to your son, Zach, that he has autism.
Yes.
What challenges have you faced balancing motherhood and your career?
Well, one of the things is the fact that, I guess like you brought up earlier, why do I think I'm not as recognized? And I think one of the main reasons, and this is what I meant to mention earlier, so I'm glad we're talking about this, is because my first priority, my main focus is my son. Because it is hard, raising a special needs child is definitely tough, and Zach is still not fully communicating. He's not completely nonverbal, but he's still limited verbal, which means he is still unable to fully have a whole conversation. He can only, speak, some sentences to us and express himself, with only certain things that he's learned and understands. So it gets challenging sometimes, trying to have a conversation with a 7-year-old who unfortunately is still delayed in that area.
Yes.
And has some challenges.
I bet he knows how to say no.
Right, exactly. He learned how to say no. He wears that no out.
On the Diva show, you held an autism awareness event.
I did. I just had another one last 2 weeks ago. Well, PROUD is the name of my nonprofit, and PROUD stands for Parents Reaching Out to Understand Developmental Delay. Really just a support group for other special needs parents. I wanted to create it because I know as a mom of an autistic child or a child on the spectrum, sometimes you feel a little lonely or just a little confused or frustrated even. You just sometimes just don't know, who to turn to, or sometimes you don't know how the heck you feel. You just have all of these different emotions running through, your head on certain days, because some days are easier or harder than others. And so I wanted to create something in his honor, for other moms and dads, just to give them a place where they can feel accepted and understood. And so we have these events annually.
Celebrities such as Carly Red from Atlanta, K. Michelle, Selena Johnson have used their platform on reality television to start up business ventures and just make sure that there's an international fan base. What has reality television done for you and your career progression?
I'm working on a series of children's books. I'm working on a line for Zach, for like clothing and under apparel for kids, and all the proceeds are going to go to autism.
That's great.
So I want to work on an animated series and for Zach. Like everything now is just all about Zach.
Yes.
So I just want to really open my eyes to get these business ventures off the ground, because that's really what I'm passionate about now, is becoming an entrepreneur and getting these other business ventures off the ground. The singing is cool. Thank you, God, for the gift. Please don't ever take it away from me, Lord. I don't know what I'd do if I ever lost my voice. But I'm really more interested now in just kind of like building some other businesses, and I'm also pursuing my acting as well. I have a song out now called Stupid in Love, it's a single. And I actually was teaming up with some other nonprofits for domestic violence. The song is really about emotional abuse. I've thankfully not ever experienced domestic violence, but I know lots of friends, or not lots of friends, but I do have a few friends and just other people who have. And so I thought it was very important to kind of bring light to that, because as women, we don't like to talk about it a lot. We don't like to admit, how we got played and how he just, ripped our little hearts into pieces. But it happens, but not just women, it happens to guys too. We've all, I think, been stupid in love. So I'm definitely using that song as a tool to kind of like, bring awareness and wave a flag to those type of issues of emotional abuse.
Kiki Wyatt, she just released her Rated Love album.
I know.
And we recently interviewed with her when she was in London. And
dope. Okay.
and she said that When she left R&B Divas, they cancelled.
Okay.
Can you shed any light on that?
Oh, you're asking me. No, it's weird. It's the most bizarre thing ever. To this day, I still have not gotten any type of email, phone call, text, telegram, letter in the mail, nothing from TV One or the R&B Divas producers stating why it was canceled. We didn't get any type of notification.
When we interviewed Selena Johnson, she said the exact same thing. We also asked Faith Evans. She said she don't know, but Kiki Wyatt said because she quit, they axed the show.
Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe that is the case. I don't really know. All I can say is I know they were into their third season of Atlanta. I joined on the third season, which I thought, was pretty successful. And then I know they started the LA franchise, which is no longer on the air either. So the entire franchise is gone. So not just Atlanta. So Atlanta and LA is no more. So if I had to take a wild guess, I would think it had more to do with politics with maybe TV One. I think they got a new president over there. I've heard whispers of. I've heard that they've wanted to maybe take the network in a different direction. So those are things that I've heard. But, so I don't know. Maybe because I know she was one of the originals from the first season. So
yeah, she was. I'm gonna speak as a fan, because for me it's a damn shame because that show was a reality show that wasn't like the ratchet shows, and it really did put focus on music and R&B music, which is missing in today's on the charts, on the TVs. So it was a gap in the market, and it is a shame.
It was weird. Like I said, it was weird that it, not the show itself, but how it just poof, it's gone. It was strange how it just ended like that. Like I said, to this day, I mean, hell, I'm still waiting on the phone call to tell me like, hey, just wanted to let you know RBD is done, but thanks for your participation.
So
I think it's very unprofessional how they just didn't at least notify us at all, but it's all good. I enjoyed my one season. I'm happy that they reached out to me and invited me to be a part of, and it was cool. I had fun. I got paid, and that's all it was about.
Okay. Briefly mentioned Musiq Soulchild earlier. How close are you both now?
I mean, we're always close because we have a son together. So I mean, we're gonna be close for the rest of our lives to raise our son.
And what's your current dating situation?
I'm not dating. There's nobody in Atlanta. There's no men here for me to date.
Do you read comments in blogs?
I used to. Not really anymore. I kind of stopped. Once I joined R&B Divas, I made it a point not to. I said, once I get on television, I'm not going to read the comments. Because I have kind of like a clapback personality. And, I'm a star, and they're not. And they're living vicariously through me. And I have to remember that. So I try to take the high road and ignore them. So, I mean, thankfully, I don't really ever get too many, from what I have read, I don't really ever get too many, like, negative, comments. Most of my comments are, most of the time, positive.
Well, I was going to say, because I asked you about comments on blogs and you automatically thought trolls. But every time we post you, there's lots of positive things said.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not perfect, so I know it's somebody. You can't please everybody. So I know somebody out there that's, saying something negative. But those comments I either don't see, delete, or block. And, depending on what it is, if I feel the need, then I will say something.
Okay. And
some things are just like no. What you will not do is like disrespect me to that level, and I just have to say something. But for the most part, I just try to. I don't read them.
So, will you consider reality TV again?
Yes, but I'd have to kind of be part of the creative process. I'd have to be in control in some capacity to where I'm either pitching the show, like co-creator / executive producer, and pitch the show and then be a part of it, or just sell a show and not even be on camera, but just be responsible for it getting picked up. I think I'm interested in that level.
Did you watch Carlos King's The Next 15?
I did. I didn't see the last last like 2 episodes for the reunion.
You gotta catch up. I mean,
I saw most of the season though.
I mean, the show obviously had lots of drama and stuff, but one thing I felt like as a viewer is that you got to see a more open picture of what's happening, behind the scenes with the cameras. You saw the setup.
Right, exactly. Yeah, and that's what it is. It's a setup. And I love Carlos King. Carlos and I we've sat together several times and chopped it up about doing some stuff together. We've almost worked together before, so I may end up doing something with Carlos. You never know. He's great at what he does. But I know Carlos is, he loves the drama. So, I don't know. I may consider reality TV again, but like I said, it's got to be on my own terms.
Okay, so now we're gonna close with the hot fire round. So I want you to say the first thing that comes to your head, okay?
Oh, yes, come on.
Meelah, what's your favorite drink?
Wine.
The wine. Red, white.
Any. Preferably red these days because I'm a grown lady. It's less calories, less sugar. I try to do the skinny girl, so red.
Okay.
If there's no red, white is fine. No sweet stuff.
Celebrity crush that you want to slide in your DMs.
Oh my gosh, there's too many. Let's see. A celebrity crush that, oh my gosh. I'm gonna say, what's The Rock?
What's your guilty pleasure?
French fries.
French fries, okay.
Carbs.
2 artists that have inspired you to get to where you are today.
Just 2? That's hard. Anita Baker. Whitney Houston.
Whitney Houston, yes. English tea or double espresso?
Double espresso.
And lastly, what's your most embarrassing stage moment?
Oh my gosh. 1996 702's first world tour, on tour with New Edition. We were opening for New Edition in Blackstreet, and my little halter top came down in the middle of our little routine. My little halter top just came on down. No bra, anything. It was just out. Yeah. So I was like, mic in my head, titties hanging, doing like this. And I had to run off the stage real quick.
I was gonna say he's meant to.
And we were. I think it was Boston. It was the first show. Boston. It actually made the Boston Daily News. Yeah, that was embarrassing.
You gave them a show. Do you have any words for the passing of Prince?
I'm so disturbed still. I didn't know him personally, but I feel so connected to him, and I just feel so unsettled in how it happened, because it just seems so random and so out of nowhere. It feels like it just happened just out of nowhere. And so I feel I'm still very saddened by it. Because we don't know what happened, and then I guess we'll never know what really happened, and it's unfortunate. But I guess what we should focus on now is just his legacy and celebrate his music. And I always loved Purple Rain, the movie. I was young when it came out. My mom wouldn't allow me to watch it, and so my sister and I would try to sneak and watch it. And I remember just being obsessed with him when I was that age. I just thought he was so talented, and I was like, he's so different. He was always so different, and I admire him so much, man, because he didn't give a damn about what anybody thought about how he looked, what he sang about, how he dressed, how he wore his hair. He was so admirable in that way. I admire his courage.
Yeah.
And his lack of, I guess, caring about what other people thought.
Yeah.
And his philanthropy. We didn't even give him the praise that he deserved for all the good works that he did. He just seemed like such a good cat, and he seemed like he had such a big heart. And everybody that knows him, that really hung out with him and had special bonds with him, had nothing but great things to say about him. So I wish I could have met him while he was here, but he'll never be missed nor forgotten. Or pardon me, he'll never be forgotten for sure. Yeah, he's dope. Yeah, I've been having my moments. I've been just playing Prince albums and songs on my Apple Music. Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Meelah, and I am chilling with TeamCurtains.com. Okay, since y'all love me so much, I want y'all to know. You don't know what you do, got me loving you. So please don't go, cause you know what you do, got me all over you. And I don't know what to do about it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much again.
Have a good afternoon.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye.
Bye bye.